Hey, what's up you beautiful feckers? How you all doing? Now believe it or not, and you won't unless you're a veteran of Warframe, and if you are then you won't have forgotten about this, but this weapon, the Acrid, was once the single most powerful gun in our game. It melted everything it shot at in seconds, and that's no exaggeration, it was that bloody powerful. That was until damage 2.0 hit us in update 11 and changed exactly how damage worked in game, but that was a very long time ago. We're now in update 23, so 23 minus 11, take away the 1, carry the 3. Hold on a second, I need to take my shoes off and socks off, so that's 23 minus, yeah, that's a pretty long time ago. Now let's reminisce, shall we, as veterans. Let's tell the young ones in Warframe what it was like back in my day. Back in damage 1.0, we didn't have elemental combos. We had to walk to a relay in our bare feet in the snow with our tenno on our backs and we didn't have Warframe on no Switch Nintendo. You couldn't combine two elements to make corrosive and viral and so on. It was the basic elemental damage type like toxin on its own or electric on its own, but you could have rainbow builds. So a weapon could deal ice, fire, electric, toxin all in the one build, and those elements wouldn't combine. Those builds were absolutely great. Now damage 2.0 made some of our best weapons in game quickly get dropped or replaced by different ones. The same can be said for Parkour 2.0. Dual Zorans or the Thipido were the go-to weapons for coptering, and once that changed and coptering was done away with, then those weapons didn't get used as much or rarely ever. So if you're new to Warframe and you're looking at weapons like the Acrid, like the Flux Rifle or like the Tonkor, the Cyanide Gamma Core, the Dual Zorans or the Thipido and a few others, and thinking that these weapons absolutely suck, then in my day they didn't, and they have never recovered from those big game changes. But as good and all as some of those weapons were, the complete overhaul of some of those game mechanics is one of the reasons that Warframe has continued to grow in popularity. It has continued to get recognition. It constantly evolves and changes to meet the community's needs. And imagine right now if we still had the first versions of damage, of parkour, of melee, of the star chart, or even of the new UI. The game wouldn't look as good as it does right now, and of course the movement wouldn't be as fluid either. We would still be coptering clean across the map and smacking face first into a wall, like Billy, I'm okay, go on without me, I'm stuck in this wall for the rest of the mission. And we would still be kneeling in the middle of space for mission select. But with all of that being said, I would still love to have the power of the old Acrid back. Not that we will ever get that, because it was probably broken back then, but the squelchy noise just before you darted Bobby the Butcher in the face hole made it all worthwhile. I mean, this thing melted every boss within seconds. Not that that's particularly hard in Warframe, and I'm sure some of you in the game would love to have your old Flux or your old Tonkors back as well to their former greatness, but like I said, that will probably never happen, but it is good and sometimes it's fun to just reminisce. Now the Acrid is still an okay weapon, and with its Syndicate mod and a Riven it can do a decent amount of damage, but realistically the Zacti does the dart thing better now in game, and the Flux Rifle got a bit of a buff with the beam weapon changes a few months back, but it's still pretty much just an average weapon. So if you are a veteran of Warframe, then what's your back in my day statement? What do you miss the most about things that got changed in the game? And if you could have one thing returned to you, what would that be? If you could have your old Tonko back, or your old Acrid back, or even the old UI, then would you gladly take it back? Let me know in the comment section below. Do me a huge favour and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, or don't if you didn't. Subscribe for more Warframe, and as always, thanks very much for watching.